Okay, so it's time to go over materials for our fencing. That's up next. Hello everyone, this is Dwayne with Edge of Nowhere Farm, and we're coming to you here today. It is a beautiful, beautiful Saturday, February 29th, 2020. So here we are today. We're actually going to be starting our fencing project. Lori and I finally have basically all the supplies together, and that's really what we wanted to cover with you today. So last time we were here, the first part of this series, we talked a little bit about the plan. We also showed you how we were laying out some of the markings so that we can get our fence posts in place. And now today, we finally were able to get our materials. So before I go any further, let's go ahead and bounce back. We can actually show you where we got the materials this morning. Okay, so here we are at Tractor Supply. We got here as soon as they opened. Now, one of the things that's really cool about Tractor Supply is they pretty much have all the stuff that we need with a couple of exceptions. So for the most part, we're able to get everything here. We're gonna go over all the details, but I know at least for us here in Phoenix, we got a few of these around town, and if you're doing the farming thing, and it comes to fencing, basic materials like that, even some of your traditional feeds, it's a great place to come because they are very inexpensive and they have everything. And we needed 21 actual posts for all of our H-braces, and they had 21 of those this morning. So we kind of lucked out. But now what we need to do, we need to get back to the farm. We've got the materials loaded up. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what we got going into the ground today. So you can see from that, we're big fans of Tractor Supply. It's great having them here in town because it's a one-stop shop. It's very easy to order online, get stuff shipped into the store, and then of course they have a good selection as well, especially if you're doing something like this. So we are big fans. Pricing is very, very good. A lot of the materials that we're showing you today, we actually did get from Tractor Supply. A couple of them came from Amazon, one or two other places online, but for the most part, that's our go-to. We go there first, and then we look elsewhere. So let's go ahead and review what we have to get started here today. Okay, so obviously you can't do a fencing project without plenty of posts. So we have 3 different size posts here. Now, these are all treated lumber. Again, these are all available at Tractor Supply. They have good pricing there. So we'll go ahead and kind of go through what we have. First thing we have is a 6-7 post. This 6-7 post, you'll see it here, nice and beefy. So the 6-7 post is specifically for our H-braces. So wherever we're gonna need to be pulling a wire tight and attaching, we want it to be this nice big post. So we decided to go with this in a round post. We have plenty of them for us here today. In fact, I believe we have 21 of these, if I'm not mistaken. So that'd be the first thing we're actually putting into the ground. Now these are 8 feet long, so we'll be putting them in the ground about 3.5 feet. So it'll net us about 4.5 feet above ground, which will be about the same size height as our T-post. Next would of course be the cross braces for our H-braces. That's where these little guys come in. So these are 3-4, and that's inches. So these are 3-4 posts. These are 6 feet long. Now we measured out about 4 feet between the 2 H-braces, between the 2 uprights. So our goal here is to cut these wherever we need to and make sure we get a nice snug fit in our H-brace. So we've got plenty of space to cut from these. So that will be the cross in our H-brace. Next up would be 4-5. So these are going to be our inline posts. We have these so that we can evenly space them when we have long runs between our H-braces to give some additional support in the long runs. So these, we have a handful of these so we can place these as we need them in the lines for the fencing. Next up would be T-posts. What you see behind me here would be 6-foot T-posts. The plan here is to put these in the ground about 1 foot, so just past the T on these T-posts, net us about 5 feet above ground. So we have these. Now, I got these from work because I work for an industrial supply company. I get a pretty good deal on T-posts. So I've got 130 of these T-posts, so of course, that would be the majority of what we will have our barbed wire hanging on. Now, obviously, we are going to do specific spacing on the T-posts. Essentially, what we're going to do is about a 12-foot spacing on there. Because of that, we are going to be using fence stays. So even though these are not a post, we have 48-inch stays, and we got them a little longer just in case we needed the length, and we can cut them as needed. But we have plenty. In fact, we have 300 fence stays here. Now, the fence stays, I did get those from Home Depot. So pricing wise, when you're buying 300, a few cents makes a difference. I believe the price on these at Tractor Supply was a bit more. I don't remember the exact price, but they were 98 cents a piece on Home Depot, free shipping. So we went ahead and got these from Home Depot. So we have our fence stays ready to go as well. Next up would of course be the barbed wire. Now we did talk a little bit in that first video. We said we'd have a couple of different types of fencing. We talked a little bit about field fencing and welded wire. We've decided not to do that. We actually wound up going almost the entire length of the front of the house with that contractor's fencing. So they'll be installing that fencing almost to the property line across the front of the house, which makes Lori very happy. Maybe not so much our checkbook because it was pricey, but either way, they're going to go the majority of the way across the front of the property. They're going to go ahead and place one of those 6-7 posts for us so we can continue about 50 feet to get to the end of that side and put a gate in there. So everything else is going to wind up being barbed wire. So our goal is to put 5 strands of barbed wire around the entire part of the property we're fencing in at this point, and this is the barbed wire we picked up. Now this is a 2-point barbed wire. We decided to go with 2-point versus 4 because in certain areas on the farm this is going to wind up being temporary fencing, so we wanted to cut costs a little bit there. There's a 4-inch spacing on these, and I think these were about $70 per roll. It's about 1,300 feet on each roll, and we did get these from Tractor Supply. Pretty confident we have enough here. In fact, I've got one more roll in the truck to add to this stack. I think that'll give us enough total linear footage to get our fencing 5 strands around the fenced area on the property this time around. A few other parts and pieces. We do have fencing staples, so we've got these guys here. These obviously we're going to be using extensively. We may need more, but this will at least get us through this first patch. Obviously we're going to need to have some TPost clips, so we've got TPost clips here. We got both of these from Tractor Supply. I did get a 12-inch spike. We're going to use these for attaching the H braces, so the cross brace on our H braces. This will get us a few inches into that 3-4 post, that's the cross post, to make sure that we're going to be able to keep that in place. So we got these here as far as materials. So now, of course, we do have several tools in addition to these that 1 or 2 are still on their way, but we do have a fence stretcher coming. We decided to go with a goldenrod. I think it was the 415, a little bit easier to stretch longer lengths, but I'll share that with you once we get that. Obviously pliers, we got a few other things there. So I'll put links to them in Amazon, in our Amazon shop down below, wherever you can get them. We did get some from Amazon. I got one from work, and we got a couple from a couple different places online. But obviously all these materials you can easily get either at Tractor Supply, Home Depot, or very, very easily online. So one other note as far as tools, we also have a gas-powered TPost driver that we had to order. We've got 130 T-posts that we're going to be driving into the ground. We've got a whole lot of other T-post activity that's going to be going on here on the farm, so figured it was worth the investment. Okay, last thing as far as supplies, we do have gates. So these are 2 6-foot utility gates. We did get these from Tractor Supply. They're about $80 a piece. So where these will be placed will be on the far west side as an entrance into the farm. It's actually where we'll have as kind of a utility entrance, emergency entrance, etc. So we can actually get trucks, wood chip deliveries, and things like that. This is where we had that 12-foot spacing for the gates. So we got 2 6-foot panels that will attach to the H braces there and then come together in the middle. So that way it's very easy for us to get into that side of the farm. Okay, so that's going to do it as far as our supply list. We wanted to make sure to do this short video for you guys covering the things that we're going to be using in order to get the fencing done here on the property. Now, next episode, of course, will be us starting this project, which actually we're going to be getting to today and tomorrow, but that is the next time around. So just want to thank you for joining us today. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Questions or comments, leave those in the comment section down below. Instagram and Facebook, we post content there you won't see here on the YouTube channel. And our Amazon shop, I'll leave a link down in the description. That's a free, painless way to help support the channel. If you start with that link, it doesn't matter what you buy, you help to support us here. So just want to thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere, so can you. You okay?
Yeah, I just can't see the screen.
Oh, okay. You see me talking?
Yeah.
Test, test?
Yeah.
You can't? Okay, so I did turn it on.
It's on.
Next up, we have our 5, 6, nope, they're 4 5s. Did I call these 4 5s? Okay. What? Am I not talking?
I'm not seeing you talking yet.
Are you freaking serious?
Maybe you are, now you are.
Was I?
It's hard to see it.
Oh, okay, so I was talking the whole time though? Am I still test, test? Am I still talking down here?
See it.
Am I talking or not talking?
I can't see it.
Am I talking? So I'm talking? Okay, am I still talking? When I'm down here, I'm still talking. Okay, good. Yeah, let's go ahead and listen to that.
That I am not seeing it. 'Cause
Yeah, well, you know, us and microphones and sound hasn't.
sun shining right in my face.
Yeah, I suppose that's not helping either.
You can't really see it very well.
Here, did you stop recording? Can't see the license plate, can you?
Probably.
Oh. Well, nah, doesn't matter. They know where we're at. But that is the next episode. Wait, no. Yeah,